Hello, this is what the Cobra 20 and the leather machine come from. It got quilt, got leather. Here's the accessory package that will go with this machine. I would have showed you how it came crated, but we couldn't get it out of the truck because there were things in the way, so I had to disassemble it in the truck. And then here's what the table is. And here's the Cobra machine, upside down of course. We'll be installing this on the table and show you how that works in a bit. So I'm gonna set this down while we lift that up, and we'll get back here in a bit. Hello, as you can see, we've got this class 20, and we set the head on top of there. I just want to let you know on the class 20, there's a reservoir in the bottom of this machine, and there's a minimum and a maximum. You'll see it. It is basically just stamped into the metal. And also, there's a sight glass here where we're going to put oil inside of this. And you'll run this up until you can see oil in your glass, and that's where you'll refill from. Also down here, we've got the thread stand, and it is hooked to the table. So, fish that out of there. Okay. Thread stand going to go right here on this hole in the table. Flat washer. And this one has a roll washer. And you can take just an open-end adjustable wrench and snug this down. Got the light here in the box, and you'll notice the end of it doesn't have a plug on it, and that's so we can run it down through the hole. There's a nut and a couple washers. So we're going to take that off. We're going to thread our cord down through the smaller hole here. And this cord is going to be longer than you're going to need, so it can be cut off to the length, and it's going to plug in at the front switch. So I'll show you how we hook that end on here in a little bit. And the same thing with this one. You'll just take an open-end adjustable wrench, or if you have the proper wrench, you can use that and tighten this up. Okay. And that's going to be your light or your machine. Alright. And I will show you how to do this cord here in a little bit. And basically on this Cobra 20, there's a pin, and I didn't save it out. I should have saved it to show you. It's just a straight black pin. It's got a little plastic cap. You'll see a dimple that sticks up in this pan. It just literally drops down in there, and that's for your knee lifter, so it lifts your foot. And then this right here will also come in the box. There are 2 holes drilled for that. You will line that up until you see the holes there. And once you get them in, there's in slots, so you can move them forward and backward. So what you want this to do is when it touches, you want it to rub the belt, so it'll spin this. And then when it kicks off, you want it to not rub the belt. And that's how you wind your bobbins. And we'll go over that a little bit later. But I will be back in a bit and we will move on to the next stage. Thank you. Okay, well, I've got the nuts tightened up on the light and the thread stand. I ran the wire underneath the table, and there's some stapled down wires that run from this switch back to the motor itself. And this of course does have a servo motor, and it's adjustable. So obviously the cable is way longer than we need. It's going to plug into the back of this switch. There's a little connector, and this is in there because you've got to run this through a small hole and get it routed over here. So once you get it over here, I've made a little mark where it's going to be fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that off, and we're going to stick this little connector where it just pops into this case. And there's a little tab on the back here, and I don't know if you can see that, but it only goes in one way. It's tapered this direction, and it's got a tab at the other. So we'll just take this. I've got the two pieces sliding together, and I'm going to take it and just push it. And it snaps in. And then I'll take, and it's going to plug in on the back of here. If I can do it from the front side without looking at it. Okay. So we're plugged in there. And our light works now. And our light will work on and off with the switch. I don't know if you can see that, but let me kick this up a little. Okay. So here, when you turn on your on switch, your light will come on. It also has an on and off switch, but if you just want to leave it on, so when you turn your servo on, they're both on. And that's all there is to doing that. And while you were gone, I took right here, here's the thread stand, or the bobbin winder, and it takes a Phillips screwdriver. And basically there's one screw right here, and there's one right here, and the table is pre-drilled for these screws. So basically you want this to be away from your belt here. And this has an adjustment, so you can move it forward or backward. And then when you push this, it's going to hit against the belt, which is going to spin and cause the bobbin to wind. So what we'll do, well, I've got thread here. Let's do that now. So what I do to wind these, I'll run it down in here, go around my tension, just tight. I go back through the hole. Some people do, some people don't. And then, excuse me while I grab the bobbin. And here's the bobbin. I don't know what size this is, but it's a slightly bigger than an M-size bobbin. So we're going to hit this. Get it on there. New, they're a little tight. Okay. We're going to take this like so. And I'll get it up here. I'm going to push this and we're going to see if this will stitch. And I don't have that tight enough. So we're going to loosen it up here. Tighten it back. We'll try that. Okay. And when you get it a little ways, cut it off. And it seems to be winding the bobbin fine. There's also another adjustment on this bobbin that will have this eject when it gets full enough. So you may have to adjust this for the depth that you prefer, but other than that, it's very easy to adjust. There's just a little screw there and you just move it where you need it. So, and makes a nice stitch. Push here, change your stitch length. Okay, always stop with your take-up lever in the top position. And I don't know if you can see that, but you can see it starts out small, bigger, and a little bigger here at the end. So very easily adjustable. Your reverse lever here. It's got a very nice light over here, and your bobbin will be a drop-in bobbin that's right here. So unlike the ones that come from the side, this is the top loading bobbin. There's also going to be a sump down here, I think I talked about, and then there's also an oil storage unit here, and it has a pump on the bottom. So when this is done, it's going to kick out, and then it's not going to catch it anymore. So I hope this kind of gives you an idea of what you got to do. And this table is on wheels. They're beautiful to move around. It takes nothing. If you want to turn it, roll it somewhere, and then they have locking casters. So when you get it set where you want, it's there. And then all you got to do is unlock it, and it rolls around just fine. So far, this is my first try with this machine. I really think this is going to be a nice machine. And I'll try to get some pictures, and we'll post them on our website at Gotquilt. And if you guys ever have any questions, please give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. And we'll talk to you later.